Hi, this is Terry. Welcome back to my channel. I managed to get Ray
Hello.
out from behind the camera
long enough to the side of the camera.
Thank you for being so pedantic. In order to have a conversation about what our new normal has become with a full household.
Even more than full.
More than full, because we picked up an extra in
we
terms of...
We have 120%.
Yeah. Adam's girlfriend, Sophia, is staying with us for probably another month. We're not quite sure how long, but she's a nice addition. It's probably better for us overall that she's here because we are on good behavior. And at the same time, what it does is it made it so that we didn't revert back to how things were when Adam was in high school and before he went off to college. And so I think that that's probably better for all of us. And you think so too, Ray?
Yeah. No, it was a little rough, but now it's like weirdly not.
Well, it's not. I mean, so we picked up Adam last Saturday, so he's been home for 10 days. And then Sophia came last Monday. We're recording this on Monday. We'll release this on Tuesday.
She's only been here a week.
I know. It feels like every day is a month. I mean, every day I'm exhausted. I hit a wall between 4 and 5 p.m., which is good because I have so many different virtual happy hours scheduled, and that's pretty much when we schedule them. Are you still in shock about it just being a week?
It's only been a week. That's the weird part.
It's, it feels like she's been here forever. They've settled in. They are back to distance learning classes at San Diego State. And Adam is bagging groceries at our local market, which is a good thing because he's working about 40 hours a week and he's doing his distance learning for his classes. And Sophia got a job babysitting for a local family. They have a 3-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 13-year-old, and both the parents work from home. And that's just about 5 blocks from here.
That's a lot of kids.
It is a lot of kids. And so I don't know how much she's going to be working, but they're willing to work around Sophia's school schedule. And so she's managing to get out of the house, make some money. Adam's out of the house, he's making some money, and then both of them will be able to take their classes. And what about you, Ray? How is your distance learning going?
Honestly, I'm really enjoying it. It's nice to work at my own pace rather than having to go to school every day. I can kind of choose when I go to school, which I really like. And so I'm kind of thriving. I'm doing a lot of other things. I'm cooking a lot more, which is great.
Well, are you really cooking a lot more? Because
I baked a lot more.
Yeah.
But then we're running low on flour and stuff.
Yeah, so Dad keeps looking for bread flour. But you and I aren't cooking as much, largely because your dad, my husband, is not really working. And as such, he's home. And so, like Saturday night, either I hit a wall or I was working. And so we just said, okay, Zeke, you just cook.
Yeah, and then last night we were going to get Donato's. Apparently they were, closed?
They took the day off to spend together as a family. They have new hours. They have a new menu starting today. But last night we got Indian from a local restaurant. And one day this week we'll go ahead and we'll get Donato's. But I feel like we should be cooking. I think tonight will be a mostly vegetarian night. And I want to be creative so that you and I can do a Cooking with Ray blog post.
Link in description.
Exactly. But it's we're finding a new rhythm. I mean, I work from home and I work about 24/7 anyway, and so for me, it's just a matter of there are just more people in the house. There's a greater level of anxiety in the universe, which
I pick up on like everyone's anxieties and stuff, which is not super fun.
It's exhausting.
It is.
Is really what it is.
Yeah.
And I think I have a little bit of a cold. I don't think it's COVID-19. Sorry, honey, you just bedded around. But I think it's a little bit of a cold. Or I'm allergic to the freesias that I have. Which is, I mean, in perimenopause, you can develop allergies. I've never had allergies before.
Well, let's hope you don't get allergies. They're not fun.
Yeah. So, but the other thing that, and you and I didn't really talk about this, but until I asked Ray to join me, I wanted to share some of the little things that are bringing me joy in terms of what I'm receiving from other people and what I'm trying to put out to other people. My friend Amen, who is in Paris, so they've been restez à la maison or I guess that would be telling people to rest at home. So they've been at home longer than we've been sheltering in place. And she sent me the cutest little, it wasn't even, the postcard wasn't really that cute, but what it was is it was just delightfully written. And it was, I've been sending her notes for a while because she's had a little bit of a rough year. And she turned around and she sent one to me. And so those little things, those little touches, I have a note from my friend Beth who lives in Visalia, and I'm going to open that up today, and then I'll turn around and I'll write her right back. But between the virtual happy hours where I'm connecting with people, the postcards, my friend Candace, who was stuck in Iowa, she's now back home. She sent me a cute little one that says, "You've cat to be kitten me right, meow." So she found a little place. And,
a little bit of a tongue twister there.
It is. Apparently I'm just not good at that. And you may notice that we are still kind of in our pajamas.
Yeah.
Unlike some people who need a routine.
Fluffy and soft this is.
Yes, and if you put it on, then you've got the major emo going on.
It's not emo. It's just a big hood.
It's a little emo.
It's not emo.
So
tell us in the comments if it's emo or not.
So unlike other people who need to get up and shower and change, I'm so used to just getting up and getting straight onto the computer that I bathed yesterday. That was a good thing.
I wouldn't be sitting this close if she hadn't.
Well, I went to the beach. So Sophia, Adam's girlfriend, and I went over to the beach. We stayed away from other people. We got on the beach with the dog, and then we went as far away from other people as quickly as we could, because I hadn't been out of the house but to go to the plant store, the nursery on Friday with you and Sophia. Mm-hmm. We got
a lot of flowers. I got this adorable house plant that I put into my big, beautiful square jar.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to go see it. Yeah. Oh, okay.
But, ma'am.
So,
doggo.
Violet's in here with us, and she's, I don't know, she's acting funky.
I got a haircut, if you couldn't tell, by my lack of hair.
Yeah.
I look like an egg. It's great.
Yeah, Zeke, your dad, trimmed it. I think it looks good. I love it. So Violet's trying to come up and sit with us.
Man.
So
her head is in my lap right now.
Anyway, so we're still a little bit all over the place, but we're always.
You don't need a routine, but I've realized that I do really well with the routine.
And so what are you doing?
I am working on getting up at the same time every day. It's not been super successful, but I'm gonna just start doing that. I shower every morning. What else do I do?
So you've been practicing the pomodoro method, which has been incredibly effective for you.
Oh, I love it.
Do you do 25 minutes on and 5 minutes off?
I mean, it really depends. I can go anywhere from 17-ish minutes to 30 minutes on, and then from 3 to 6 minutes off. Just depending on how I feel. If I know I won't be able to concentrate for 25 minutes, then I go for 18. And that works for me.
Yeah, and for me, I've just been trying to make a list every day. I've shifted my morning pages into a journal, so I'm actually going to keep a chronicle of this whole experience, which has been, unprecedented and unusual. And then I'm kind of making a list of the highest priorities, because it's really easy to get distracted, and I'm a little bit more tired than normal, and I hit a wall earlier in the day, so I'm not as productive as I normally am, which is very frustrating. But it's also helping me to really refine and focus on the things that are the most important things every single day, and allowing other things to just kind of slide. My Silk and Sonder planner came today.
Ooh, it's an unboxing video.
It's an unboxing video. So, my April planner came, and vulnerability is the theme.
Oh, fun.
And Miha, the founder, always puts in, I wonder if she says anything about COVID-19, but anyway. Oh, she turns 30 in April, and I turned 50 in April. How exciting is that? I didn't know her birthday was this month. Well, I'll have to find out when it is. So I will be filling this out. So yeah, so lists, planners.
Oh, yeah. No, I write
my habit tracker.
Oh yeah, I've got an app for that. But like I make lists every night for the day, like the next day, so I know what I need to be doing. That's nice.
Well, I do that kind of on Sundays. I'm doing a recap of all of my 2020 goals and my progress against them. And then I'm also creating making sure to recap what the wins for the week. And then also the things that I want to do in each aspect of my life, whether it's my Solutions to Projects business, Terri Hansen Mead, Piloting Your Life, Class Bravo Ventures, which is my investing stuff, and then family related stuff. And then I put out my intention for the week. And the intention, is it the intention? The affirmation, I guess, is that it's going to be okay. And I've been using that one for the last month as a reminder. It's going to be
It is
okay.
going to be okay.
But it's still easy for me to just get distracted and focus on things that are not like at the top of my list. Like today I was inspired to write a blog post on investing and why we should be investing in women. And it was really prompted by a conversation that I had on Friday with an investor friend of mine, John, in Ohio, where I was like, hey, what are you seeing in early stage investing? I'm seeing this on social media and I'm hearing this and this. And yet I know that I've kind of put a pause in my investing to kind of see where everything kind of plays out. And then Brad Feld today sent out by email in his blog post that he's been focusing on his portfolio companies and helping to make sure that they are set up to succeed, which reinforces my thought that investors are going to focus on the safety and the viability of their portfolio companies and maybe not necessarily invest as much right now with so much uncertainty. And so I felt inspired to, rather than, I just sent a note to Brad back and I thought, you know what, why don't I just write a blog post on some of my thoughts around this? And I just turned it into a blog post. So
nice.
The blog post took me, 45 minutes to write. And, also this morning, I had to get the First After 40, the challenge stuff posted through the end of the month. And then, because I had forgotten to set them up for today. And then we made a frittata because Adam needed some breakfast before he went to work. And
if you were wondering, a frittata is basically a naked quiche.
And if you go to our Medium blog, it's Time and Champagne or Cooking with Ray. And we will be posting today about the frittata we did yesterday, which was kind of a kitchen sink frittata.
Where you just kind of dumped everything in, except for the one thing that we were making the entire thing to use.
Yes.
The mushrooms.
So our mushrooms were starting to die, and so I wanted to saute them and then put them into the naked quiche and forgot, but threw in a bunch of other stuff. And then at the end, we sauteed them and then put them on top, which was just as good. But I don't know about you, but we have purchased some provisions and haven't necessarily used all of them. And so it was just a matter of, I had some leftover tomatoes and some leftover scallions and some leftover red onions and some chard that was starting to die. And it was, and I had cheese and you had made something. So we had 6 egg whites and
that was the ice cream.
The mango ice cream, which was gross. So it was a matter of just being incredibly creative and using, rather than throwing stuff away, using the things up. Oh, I also had some bread that you had made that I had cut into cubes and was hoping to turn into croutons. And Adam's been noshing on them, probably when he was stoned. And yeah, he had the munchies, so he's eating stale bread. And so I actually tossed that in there into the bit with the bacon and then just mix that all up. So right now we're trying to be resourceful, we're trying to be creative, we're trying to make do with what we've got, which is one of the themes of investing in women, because women have to be a lot more resourceful and do more with less. So it's an interesting time of just establishing a new rhythm, being creative, being resourceful, staying optimistic and hopeful, trying to focus on some self-care. Like yesterday, after Sophia and I came back from the beach, your dad and I ran to the grocery store to pick up a couple of things and also make sure that they knew that we were the parents of Adam, who's working there. He's doing a good job. And although everybody that we know who lives in our town who sees him has been giving us good feedback, which has been a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. So anyway, we got back and our neighbor's kids, actually her Jessica and her family were all hanging out playing basketball on our basketball hoop out front. And so we stayed about 10 or 12 feet away from each other. Noah and the kids were shooting hoops and Jessica and I caught up. And Jessica is doing a yoga series, so I ended up doing one of her yoga things. And one of the things she pointed out, and I noticed this in the grocery store, is some people are not making eye contact. And she's like, you know what? Your eyes don't have bacteria. They don't have the virus. You can look up at people. You can smile with people. You can engage with people. And do it at a distance. Because I remember seeing one woman and she was just like this. She wasn't maintaining social distance. She just was like, if I don't see you, you're not going to get me sick. And
if I can't see you,
you can't see me. It's like, ooh. So it's it was an interesting observation that I wanted to make sure to bring up, is that we can still connect when we're out in public, hopefully staying far away, with our eyes and with our smiles and providing a little bit of an uplifting moment.
Yeah.
When we went to Wegmans on Friday and picked up a bunch of flowers and herbs and some veggies, it felt really good on Saturday to get outside, dig in the dirt, and plant everything. So we have our tomatoes planted, we've got basil, some sage, some rosemary. I planted some more lavender, and then just I basically did my spring flowers, and so it looks pretty out there. And, that little thing just felt really, really good. What also felt good is Bitters and Bottles up in South San Francisco has one of my favorite gins, which is Freeland Spirits, based up in Portland. Oh, and I want to point out that we are not sponsored by anybody. So anything that I give shout outs to, there are no sponsorships. This is just 100% because I like to support. So Bitters and Bottles is going to deliver as far down as San Carlos, which is like a city up from us. And so my friend Amy said, well, just have them delivered to my house and then you can pick up the stuff from my front porch. Well, I ordered online. Her significant other actually drove up to South City, picked the stuff up, put it on the porch, and then I sent Adam to go pick it up the other night. So I love how we're all pitching in and doing things in order to help and support one another. And I hope that you're feeling the love from the people in your life, and then you're also putting that goodness out there, because it's going to take all of us to get through this. And the more that we can do this in a positive, upbeat, glittery sort of way, the easier it's going to be. And I do not want to downplay any sort of negative feelings you might have, whether it's being scared, angry, if you're grieving for the life that was, as we figure out what our lives are going to be going forward. You can be sad. You can have whatever the feelings are. Just throw in that little extra, glimmer of glitter of optimism.
We're giving you a seed. Now you go grow it.
Yeah. So, but no, this doesn't mean that power through you always have to be hopeful and optimistic and everything else. It's like, no, you can feel shitty and it's okay to feel shitty. I'm not telling you to feel anything other than what you are. And if you're avoiding all those feelings, might I suggest you lean into them a little bit?
It's gonna suck, but it'll be good in the long run.
Well, it's gonna suck for a lot shorter period of time for you to do that. I mean, there's it's crazy out there, and to ignore it, to try to bottle up all of your feelings is not going to make it any better. So.
Not even if you use the pretty freelance gin bottles.
Maybe we'll put in a picture of one of the freelance gin bottles because they're just so pretty.
They are. They're so pretty.
So, and I saw something that you're either going to come out of this as fit and as organized, with your house as clean as any other time in your life, or you're going to come out fatter and a total alcoholic. I'm leaning towards the latter category. Well, largely because my workload has not changed. So I'm still totally behind. I just don't have as much energy and I'm a little bit more distracted. So I can't get through as much. So my to-do list is not getting any shorter. I don't have time to watch movies. I don't have time to organize closets. I'm trying to squeeze in doing a puzzle while I'm listening to some podcasts, but I don't have a ton of extra time. I don't want to say I envy people who do, because it's got to be much harder to find some normalcy when you're completely upside down and you also don't know what you're going to go back to and when you're going to go back to it, or if you're going to have a paycheck, or if you can make rent or your mortgage payment or any of those things. So I feel very fortunate that I can have a steady stream of work. So that hasn't changed. And you've adapted.
I feel like I'm in like the best possible situation because I'm one of those people who thrives when I have like my own time, like I can do stuff on my own time. So school's working out really well. Plus it's less time, so I have more time to do things that I enjoy, but it's not like complete cut off, no schoolwork. So there's a bit of normal.
Yeah, and you're still
in that.
FaceTiming with friends. You're just not seeing them in person.
Yeah.
Which you were doing. You were FaceTiming them before. So I think the bottom line here is find those points of normalcy. Find those points of connection. Find ways to bring love and goodness into your life, and then put a little love and goodness out into the world. And we're all finding our new normal, and it's going to be a while until we find that. And until then, we just kind of, be as flexible.
Do.
Yeah, make do and be as flexible as possible. So, anything else? Did I miss anything?
We're pretty good.
Thanks for joining me. I like having you on here. I'm really missing all of the time that we had just the two of us.
Yeah, I'm missing all of the time I had just me.
Well, because you're having to share a bathroom again.
I have to share a bathroom. What is this?
Well, not only with one other person, but with two other people. Yeah.
This is not okay. The worst part about this entire ordeal, I have to share a bathroom again.
Okay. So with that, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And take some risks.
Have some fun. That's not it.
That's So, let's see. Let go of perfection, take some risks, and above all else, have fun.